While the world's attention remains focused on other global crises, Sudan continues to bleed in silence. Millions of people face starvation, displacement, and death, yet international action remains limited. The conflict is no longer just about power, it's about survival. Every day lost means more lives destroyed, and the world cannot afford to look away any longer. Which civil war begins in 2 days or even 2 years? None. Since 2023, more than 300,000 people have been killed in Sudan. Over 10 million people have been displaced. In late October 2025, within just a few days, the government army and the rapid support forces massacred thousands of people. The massacre that came to light with the RSF's capture of the Darfur region didn't start recently. It's a reflection of a long-standing power struggle. Let's examine the history behind this deadly competition. Sudan's tragedy is not just another headline, it's a mirror reflecting the silence of the world. Entire towns have vanished, families have been torn apart, and children are growing up knowing nothing but the sound of war. The global community has the power to act, but chooses indifference instead. Every voice raised, every message shared can save a life. This is not only Sudan's fight, it's a fight for humanity, for justice, and for the value of every human life. In 1989, Omar al-Bashir overthrew the government in a coup. During a time when South Sudan gained autonomy and the country was already in economic collapse, Bashir, uncertain of the army's loyalty due to his own rise through a coup, established the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. The RSF was not independent of the government or the military. It was a paramilitary unit working under them. In 2018, as the economy worsened, protests grew. The Bashir government was toppled through cooperation between the army and the RSF. A transitional government was formed after the coup. In this new government, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan led the army, and the RSF was headed by Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, known as Hamedi. In 2021, this transitional government declared a military rule. The two forces, which had been working together, decided to merge. However, this plan failed when Hamedi was radicalized against Burhan. Once allies, the two military groups turned into bitter enemies. Tensions continued. 2 years later, in 2023, the RSF launched its first attack against the army in Darfur. Divided and in economic crisis, Sudan became a battlefield not only for internal control, but also for the power struggles of Africa and the Middle East. To understand why this war still hasn't ended, we need to look at the external actors involved. The most significant of these is, of course, the United Arab Emirates. Despite the United Nations arms embargo on the region, the UAE has provided weapons and financial aid to the RSF, driven by major interests in gold, agriculture, ports, banking, and religion. The most important of these is Sudan's gold reserves. The UAE doesn't want to lose access to this wealth, and many RSF leaders' fortunes are also protected in Emirati banks. Sudan's ports are another source of interest. Major investors in the southern port and the northern Abu Amama port are Emirati. Additionally, since the UAE's own land is not suitable for farming, it imports about 90% of its food, and Sudan serves as a vital natural resource for its food security. With so many investments and interests in Sudan, it's no surprise that most Sudanese banks are largely owned by the UAE. The UAE continues to send the RSF military training, weapons, drones, and cash through neighboring countries like Libya, Chad, and Uganda, bypassing sanctions. This situation also worries the UAE. In Libya and Yemen, While funding groups opposing the governments, it has always acted with the mindset of preventing the rise of another strong Islamic state besides itself. Its current distance from the Syrian regime stems from the same concern. The UAE support for the RSF against the Sudanese government can be seen as an extension of this policy.